I'm going to explain what you're supposed to do today in your assignment. As you can see, I have done an example. I put a couple things in here so I can do my work and show you what I'm doing. You can do this on a piece of paper, so you don't need those things in there. But here is the assignment. It looks like this. I'm going to zoom in to see it better. You can do also the same. So if you go to View, go down to Zoom, and I'm going to do it at 100%. All right, so you can see the graph is kind of large, so you can scroll up and down. But the main reason why I did this is because I want to look at this graph. I want to see where it's crossing the x-axis. Those are your x-intercepts. So you can see it crosses at -2 and it crosses at 2. So I'm going to use the scribble tool. So if you're not sure where it is, go into where it says line, go down to scribble, click on it, and I'm going to make a circle here so you can see that it's at -2. And I'm going to change the line to red, make it a little bit thicker so we can actually see it. And I'm also going to draw a scribble or make a circle at 2 so you can actually see these. Once you've changed the colors and the thickness and you hit it on it again, you'll actually get it. It will be the same. So at -2 and 2. So now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom half. So I'm going to look at my zeros. Well, I set up here that I have a 0 or my x intercepts are at -2 and 2. So I look down here, and as I can see, here's one of my answers. So you can either draw a circle or use the scribble tool. So I'm going to actually draw a circle because I showed you the demonstration, or I had a slide that explained it. Go to Shapes, go to the Shape tool, the icon, then go to Shapes, and then scroll down to Circle. And I'm going to circle over my answer. It shades it in automatically, so you're going to go to the Fill button and hit Transparent. I'm going to change it to red, and I'm also going to make it a little bit thicker. So now here's my zeros, and these are them. So remember I said -2 and 2. Now I want to know the factored form. The reason why we find the zeros first is because these will help us with our factored form. So in my box that I made, I'm going to write in what I said. So x is equal to -2 and x is equal to 2. I want to know what the factored form is, so I need the 2 to be with the x. To do that, you're just going to solve it that way. So since I have x equals -2 and I want that -2 to go to 0, and that's why it's called zeros, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Over here, I'm going to do the opposite. I want to get that 2 to go to 0, so I need to subtract 2 on both sides of that equal sign. Over here you have x plus 2 equals, and on the other side of the equal sign we have 0, and that's exactly what I wanted. So now over here we have x minus 2 equals zeros. This gives me my factored form. Once they're equal to 0, that is the factors. So I have x, so let's do y equals, in parentheses, x plus 2 times x minus 2. And that's what I'm looking for. So right here, x plus 2 and x minus 2 become these zeros. And so I'm going to make a little arrow so you understand what I'm saying. So this goes there, and this one goes there. That's why we solve and make it equal to 0, so we get our factored form. Once again, I'm going to do the circle tool. So circle, which one looks like this? Well, it's this one right here. So I'm going to circle over it, unfill it, change to blue, and maybe make it a little thicker. All right, over here is standard form. Actually, I'm going to change this to a different color so we can signify it. So let's do, I don't know, let's do green. Okay, so standard form will be circled in green. All right, so I have created my box here already. Once you have your factored form, you can fill in your box. Do the box methods by multiplying. So on the top, I'm going to just take the x plus 2. So I'm going to write x in this one, 2 in this one. On the side, I'm going to take the next one. So x and then negative 2. Now we just need to multiply like a multiplication chart. So x times x equals x to the second power. The next box would be 2 times x, gives you 2x. The next box is negative 2 times x, so I get negative 2x. The last box, negative 2 times 2 gives me negative 4. Once the box is filled in, this is where you're going to write out your standard form. So we have y is equal to x to the second power minus 2x plus 2x minus 4. So everything in this box I just typed all together down here. As I notice, I see that these two in the center I need to combine. So I'm going to circle them or use my scribble tool here. So these ones I need to combine, those there. Or sometimes you can do it right in the box. You can just do it before you even write it, is you're going to add those two together. All right, so when I do that though, I'll get x to the second power. In this case, negative 2x plus 2x gives me nothing, so I have a 0 there, but you're not going to write 0, so we're just going to write minus 4. So here is my equation in standard form that I'm going to look for below. And it looks like this very first one is it. So I'm going to go ahead and you can either use the scribble tool or you could use a circle. I'm going to do another circle. And I'm going to circle my answer. Okay, and it kind of went off a little bit, so we're going to just pull it up a little bit. Remember, you have to transparent it. And I'm going to change it to green, and I'm going to make it a little thicker. You do not need to change your circle colors. You can leave them like they are, just as in black or gray or whatever they come up. Just make sure you circle the right one. So this is what today's assignment is all you're doing is determining which choice are your zeros, which is the factored form, which is your standard form, and circle it by looking at your graph. And so it all starts with just the zeros. This work here that I typed in, you do not have to do this on the paper. You can do it on a separate sheet or scratch paper or in your head, however you want to do it. Just make sure that you get the right answers by doing it. If you have questions, please join Google Meet.